everyone, this is Brome Bird News in the fall. Well, goldfinches are now decimating my echinacea flowers and my cone flowers. Soon there will be no color left in our backyard. Oh well, c'est la vie. Last weekend I filled up all my bird feeders. I actually put up some extra bird feeders and I left my backyard birds to their own devices, and we left to visit Le Grue, the Isle of Cranes, in search of migratory birds. This island is a bird sanctuary, but there is a strictly controlled hunting season that was open there. You see, the snow geese population has become so enormous that they have to be culled. So here we are on the island of Cranes, which should actually be the island of herons. When the French came here a few centuries ago, they saw all these birds that they thought were cranes. Turned out to be they were just herons. As you can remember, I mentioned a couple of episodes ago that this island is now considered a bird sanctuary. There are only about 200 people living here permanently, and the ferry that comes here actually shuts down for the winter. So the only way that people can get off the island is by plane. We spent the whole weekend walking the island, looking for birds, lots of snow geese. Actually, a hunting season was open here when we were here. So lots of geese, lots of ducks, and lots of migratory birds. I'll share some of the pictures with you. This is a rather common and frequent question that we get, so I thought I would ask David to give us more information. So basically, do birds see colors the same way as we do?
All of the colorful male songbirds are pretty enough, but it might just be that they're a lot more striking to one another than we think. Take puffins, for instance. If you shine a black light on one, parts of the beak will glow just like fluorescent paint. In fact, quite a number of birds give off a color to one another that we humans can't see, and in different ways. Besides puffins, there's also parrots, owls, and nightjars like whippoorwills and nighthawks. But they do it in at least two different ways and for a number of different reasons, some still not understood by we humans. Some of it has to do with ultraviolet light or UV light. Not that long ago, scientists were not convinced that birds could even detect UV light, but it turns out they were completely wrong. You see, humans can only detect light in the visible spectrum. That's wavelengths ranging from 390 to 900 nanometers, which is red and purple, respectively. UV light falls within the 100 to 400 nanometer range, so we can't see it. Birds use this ability for a variety of reasons, including finding food to choosing mates. Grouse can detect the UV light emanating from ripened bilberries, and some scientists, but not all, believe that kestrels can detect the UV light shining off mouse feces. Female budgies and blue tits prefer males with lots of UV light patches on their feathers. But sometimes the UV light gets absorbed in some birds' parts and instead reflects visible light, sometimes in wild colors, like those puffin beaks. That fluorescence also found in penguin beaks, as well as owl and parrot feathers. As to why, we do not yet know. Stay tuned.
I don't normally think of corporations as something environmentally friendly. I mean, so many of them are responsible for massive habitat loss and misuse of natural resources. But still, there is hope. Just recently, Google's groundskeeping crew discovered a great egret rookery on site, and instead of going the usual way, call someone to relocate great egrets or just discourage them from coming at all, Google decided to block off the area completely and permanently while great egrets are nesting. Working together with the San Francisco Audubon Society, they put up warning signs, blocked off the road, stopped cutting grass, and even prevented food trucks that might attract predators from entering that area. Pedestrians are still more than welcome to walk through the rookery as long as they don't disturb anything, and there are also signs warning them that they might get whitewashed. The orange-bellied parrot is critically endangered. There are only about 30 birds left in the wild. It's also one of only 3 parrots that migrate. The reason these birds have such a hard time surviving is because they have to migrate from Victoria to Tasmania, an area which is really treacherous and windy at the best times and basically unflyable at the worst. Several years ago, scientists started a captive breeding program, but unfortunately, the captive bred birds were even less equipped to fly across the Bass Straits. So this year, scientists are flying 16 birds on a private jet that was hired specifically for that purpose. They flew 10 birds last year, and that went really well. So scientists are hoping that by flying birds back and forth, they will be able to get their population back up to stable numbers. Living in a rural area, I don't normally think about pigeons. They seem to be more of an issue in cities. We've run several stories about different towns trying to control the pigeon population by using contraceptives. In Venice, feeding pigeons is totally illegal. And now the Prime Minister of Thailand is introducing really strict rules to control the pigeon population. As you know, bird flu has been a serious issue in that part of the world, and pigeons are partially responsible for that. So now, if you're in Thailand and you're caught feeding pigeons, you will have to pay a fine up to $800 which is quite a lot for Thailand, but you might also be jailed for up to 3 months. Over the next little while, we will be introducing some changes to the show. This episode, we're starting with the photo contest. So, as of next contest, we will no longer have public voting. You can still view all the pictures on our website, but you won't be able to vote there. Our staff picks are now being turned into judges' picks. We will choose 3 winners, first, second, and third place. On the judging panel, we will have a professional photographer, 3 of the winners from the previous episode, and we're also inviting 3 people from the audience to join us. So if you're interested in judging pictures, please get in touch with me on Tatiana@bromebirdcare.com. If we get more than 3 volunteers, we will randomly pick the 3. So now let's have a look at the last top 5 in public voting. And the winner is Jim Steinmiller. Congratulations, Jim. Now the top 5 in staff picks. And the winner is Pamela Weston. Congratulations, Pamela. Next photo contest is a bit tricky. We called it Something Black because of the whole Halloween theme. So you can either have a black bird or something black in the picture. Good luck, everyone. Well, it's time to say goodbye. Don't forget to write to me on Tatiana@bromebirdcare.com if you want to be one of the judges on the next photo contest. Take care, everyone.